Hi traders, welcome to the video. Please pause the video and make sure you understand the disclaimer before proceeding. Okay, so now this is the Bitcoin trade idea I sent to the Discord group last night. I want to go through this, look at what's possible, and go through the strategy in detail at the end of the video. Make sure you watch the video right through to the end because what I'm going to share with you about our breakout strategy is important, and it continues on from the last video I did. Regardless of whether you're trading crypto, forex, it's relevant. So without further ado, let's get into it. We had this breakout, and I guess that's more or less where we were when I did this markup. As it was, it didn't really have much of a pullback. We had this higher low, higher high. Not an easy gig at times. How aggressive do you want to be? You know, that's the question. You know, we don't know what's coming. My thing is I'm always looking for, after a breakout on the lower time frame, the pullback retest of the previous range. That's what I've been talking about in the videos. I guess whether you managed to catch this, you saw this pullback and then you saw it trading up higher high, higher low here, and that was your entry, then definitely kudos to you. Well done. Another opportunity here. This thing was away, and then of course when you see it trade off like this and set up another higher low, higher high, I guess it depends on how well you read it. You know, then that would have been an okay outcome. Get a little bit out of that. It's not an easy gig at the best of times. And some of us would have been waiting for, let me just clear some of this. I went to bed and I wasn't involved with this. You know, we've got this range, and some of us may have been waiting for a deeper pullback, and of course it traded off with a vengeance, came back down, and we got that. It had traded into our range where my arrow was. Okay, we could say that's an entry there. That could have been, it's probably where I would have taken it. We'll go entry long. Okay, traded back into that level here, so that probably would have been where I would have got involved, around here, if I'd been on the charts. So there's an entry, it spiked through, come back around, retouch, that would have been it, and that was short-lived, unfortunately. Most likely target 1 was reached, and that's about it. So yeah, I mean, interesting move, this one, quite strong, very deep pullback. And look, you know, if you're going with the strategy that we're trading, then at this point, there's no setup. Okay, this is traded back down into the cloud. Now this is telling me that this is gearing up for some serious moves. Let's just go out and have a bit of a look at this on the higher time frame quickly. Okay, we've got a 4-chart layout here. Quickly out to the daily. I like what I'm seeing. Okay, so we've got a break of this monthly. This is a monthly level here. Break retest. I'd like to see a bullish candle close above this. Okay, so we have this red doji. Definitely indecision in the market. So let's just see how we go today. All right, so that is looking promising. Let's have a look quickly. All right, stock markets predominantly green. That's the S&P. Let's have a look at the full. Let's get the full picture here. Yeah, predominantly green, but we can see the some of these tech stocks aren't so strong. Okay, so here we are. This is the Nasdaq here, 4-hour chart. All right, let's just go out to look at the Dow Jones. Let's go to the daily. Yeah, I mean, we can see a bit of strength coming back into the market. It's pretty similar to Bitcoin. This is the Nasdaq. Let's just open that up. Yeah, you can see the correlation. Okay, so I mean, we've had this break of structure here. Higher high, higher low. It's still a fairly precarious market. I mean, you know, we're not, it's not like the good old days. I mean, that's a big sell-off. Let's just go out to the weekly, get our bearings. Back in 20, let's take a look at the monthly. I mean, this is a big deal, guys. Look at it. Give or take. Does it hold here? That's the question. Well, you know, a couple of pin bars, tweezer bottom. Back to the daily. It's a bit of a mixed bag. There's definitely bullish sentiment. Just watch out for this. Let me just show you this. See this candle here? This is what I'm concerned about. We have this gap between this wick low and this wick high imbalance. In a few of my videos I've mentioned how price will look to, let me just draw this, pick this up here, rebalance, or simply put, look for a strong rally, impulsive move, and especially where you see an imbalance. So where you see a gap like this after a reversal, all right, so we have this accumulation zone down here. Okay, this is where smart money kicks off this rally. And then we get this thin leg. I'm not convinced at the moment, and my thinking is potential that we see this trade back down into. Let's see what we get. This is just a bit of a projection, and not necessarily how it's going to play out. But my question is, does this come back down here to rebalance? You know, and then is this going to be a trend reversal? Is it going to be a trend reversal? Or are we in for doom and gloom, as quite a few people out there are predicting, or at least, you know, discussing with a fair bit of concern. All right, so I'm not convinced. Considering that, let's just go back to the Bitcoin chart here. Now, for all you moon boys out there, well, I have to say, look, I am definitely a Bitcoin permabull. All right, I am part of the family, definitely, but I'm always cautious and just always considering, well, what's my risk here? You know, like what is possible? I'm definitely not convinced that we're off to $1 million a Bitcoin yet. Okay, give it 5 years. I don't know. I mean, I'm definitely interested in accumulating Bitcoin, regardless, and you know, and see what happens in 5 years. That kind of sounds like fun. But you know, on a more serious note, I keep saying this in every video. I'm always waiting for. I mean, look at this rally. Look how far it's traded. I'm always looking for. Maybe I'm a bit of a devil's advocate, and I won't be popular with a lot of crypto moon boys out there. But considering the Nasdaq chart, here's what I'm interested in here. Mark that up. Don't underestimate how far this pulls back at any time. So, you know, where this goes is anybody's guess, and it's all it is. I mean, we've got this level here that we want to be aware of. Okay, we've tapped into it, rejected. So, I mean, the way that I'm going to navigate this on the lower time frame is, as always, I'm going to come back to my strategy. I like to get involved, so let's just head down to say a 3 chart layout. Now, this is what I'm doing on a higher time frame, is just getting a bigger picture here. Okay, so we've broken a monthly and we're kind of hovering around here now. And look, if you want to cut through all the noise, there's 2 ways that I would approach this now. I'll take it down to 3 charts. Under the cloud on the 4-hour, bearish opportunities. Okay, so we're breaking into the cloud, potentially shaping up for some bullish opportunities. Maybe, okay, but don't underestimate, you know, don't be surprised this rolls over as well. So, I mean, for the next opportunity, I want to see the breakout of the cloud. All right, if you're conservative, go with the 4-hour breakout of the cloud, then look for the opportunities. If you want to be more aggressive, go for the 2 chart layout and look at this. I'll show you something. Breakout of the cloud here. How many opportunities on the lower time frame did you get? We talked about this one in a previous video. To take any one of these pullbacks, at any time it comes back into the mean, anytime it comes back into the mean, then we're looking for the opportunity. So, I mean, without going into detail, on the lower time frame, we would have seen a whole bunch of opportunities to catch these trades. This one was back further. I was a bit hesitant, being a bit conservative. I was waiting for the break retest of this high. That's okay. I mean, look, when we're late in the cloud, like I mentioned in my last video, you want to be very careful, you know, especially when you start seeing lower highs, lower lows. So that's when I sort of don't want to get involved. But early on in the cloud, like if you're into Elliott wave, I don't know, wave 1, 2, 3, 4, is that it? There you go. Look, let's have a look at that. See, I'm wanting to get in early. I'm not really an Elliott wave guy, but I mean, I do consider 1, 2, 3, 4, Yeah, that's quite nice. Look at that. Although 4 is lower than 1. Okay, broke the rules. But or you might be a 3 drive pattern. I do consider 5 waves and 3 drives, and a 3 drive structure. Drive 1, high here, okay? There's a high. All right, so we do have, all right, so I don't want to be involved later on in the trend. I like to get involved. So we're looking at these breakout opportunities early on in the piece. And me being as conservative as I am, I'm probably too cautious. In my last videos, I was talking about, well, I want to see a break of this high before I get involved. Okay, well, maybe not, okay? Here's the thing, all right? Break out of the cloud on the 30-minute, regardless. Don't even look at the 4-hour chart. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to get aggressive, there are opportunities. I mean, it's just a matter of back testing it. So let's have a look. Break out of the cloud. I'm interested. So on the lower time frame, we're going to get the opportunity to catch these rotations early on in the trend. Here it is. Okay, I don't know. Where's wave 1? Or 1, 2, I don't know. 1, 2, 3, something like that. But look, early on in the trend, you can tell that I'm not an Elliott wave expert, that's for sure. I'm interested in, well, that opportunity there. Okay, so let's just say we go with this strategy. Look at Bitcoin. We're waiting for the breakout of the cloud. That was a no-go. Okay, here it is again. Breakout, well, that wasn't so crash hot. Breakout of the cloud. Well, I mean, you know, you got to trade out of it. There's the pullback into the mean there. You know, there's a bit of a trade. Breakout of the cloud. Retest of the previous low. Okay, that might have been a trade for you. Catch them on the lower time frame. There it is. Here we go. This is the opportunity. And these will give you these opportunities. Breakout, retest of this low. There's your short. And this is what I was talking about in my last video. When you take these breakout trades, however many of these where you only reach your first target, and when you reach your first target, you want to be break even or better, or at least minimal risk. You know, and if you're closing 2/3 of your position at T1, and then you're going for 1/3 of your position and letting it run like that, then you don't need a lot of these. You don't need a lot of these. That's a big payday. So you just go back and have a look. Well, you know, when did the big payday happen? Well, there's a breakout, and it's regularly breakout of the cloud, retest, breakout of the cloud, the retest of this low. There it is. There's your short. Quite nice. More often than not. I mean, just look at these opportunities. We're not even looking at the higher time frame. I'm just disregarding this thing below, right? In its simplest form, keeping it really simple. Break out of the cloud, the retest, and I mean, look at this outcome. If you've got 1/3 of your position running, and you can manage to ride that, so far we've had a pretty good run. Break out of the cloud, nothing really happened. But then again, if you took that, it's not the breakout triangle we're looking on the 30-minute. It's just the breakout of the cloud. Breakout of the cloud was here. There's a trade. Well, this one here would have been you might have got taken out here. That's one that didn't work. Breakout of the cloud there. You might have entered back in here. Okay, so there's one that failed. And who cares? It's the cost of doing business. Because the rest of these, I mean, look, depending on where your stop loss is, as I mentioned in my previous video, you don't need a high win rate. And I mean, this is giving you a high win rate. There's your breakout of the cloud. Green entry. Oh, there's 1, there's 2. Okay, there's a breakout of the cloud. Red here, retested the low here, and then this is your payday. All right, we're not even looking at the higher time frame. This is the thing. We're just taking every one of these breaks, regardless. I mean that works. And if you stick to your plan, there's a breakout of the cloud here, and on the 30-minute, on the lower time frame, you're looking for the rotation when it gives you, and it would have given you this break here for that. Breakout of the cloud. We're looking for the first pullback and then the rotation, which would have been down here on the lower time frame. Look at these opportunities. Okay, so this is why I was talking about yesterday. We go for a minimum of 1 to 5, preferably, you know, a 10 to 1 risk reward. Look at this. Just kept going. What an incredible outcome if you've got 30% of your position running and you just let it go. Again, I mean, you know, here's the thing. We've got our cloud here. There's a yellow daily level. All right, we're looking for 50% of this distance here for our TP1. Okay, so TP1 in here, you're going to take 2/3 of your position and leave a third to run. We're always going to be looking for this 10-to-1 risk-reward ratio. But to keep it simple, just follow the cloud. Okay, you might have exited here on the break out of the on the break back into the cloud. That's fine. That's a big payday. All right, re-enter. There's your breakout. There's your re-entry, and you're off to the races again, or the moon, or wherever we're going. There's your exit. Okay, guys, this strategy is the way to go. And I mean, if you want to go for this, I want to mention this as well. This indicator down here is giving you a trend continuation. Higher time frame confluence, it's a trend continuation. If you're looking for a trend reversal, get rid of it. I hope that makes sense. If you're looking for a trend reversal, don't use the higher time frame because they're going to go against you. So that's the next video. All right, guys, I mean, look, I'll call it a day, but let's just come back over here. Okay, well, let's wait for an opportunity when we trade out of the cloud, see what happens. And the way to do that is to set an alert on the 1 minute. The 1 minute's pretty aggressive. You're going to get a lot of breakouts because it's volatile. You could set them on both. Let's have a look. Here we go. I'll just isolate Bitcoin, see what we've got. Current symbol. Do I not have any alerts? Yeah, it is too. It's Bitcoin and I don't have an alert. That's crazy. All right, let's do this. So you want the 3 minute alert, and it's going to be the trend channel. Click the dots up there, go there, break out once per bar, done. 3 minute, I want it. All right, and then we're going to go on this top chart here, go down to the 1 minute, and I want that as well. It's a breakout signal. So, okay, so we want the trend channel on the 1 minute. Let's do it. Add the alert, breakout once per bar, done. All right, so we'll just wait for that. So we've got our alerts set up. Don't forget to come back up here in your alerts and untick. So we've got all of the alerts going off. Look at them. Look at all these opportunities here. Okay, when we get a breakout, I'll make a bit of noise and let you know in Discord. If you haven't joined Discord, click the link below. It's absolutely free and we have a lot of fun in there. With that, have a great day and I'll see you in the next video.